So before we start learning, okay, in detail, what are the techniques, what are the tools, what are the steps to developing responsibility in our life? I think it is my duty to throw some light on this particular topic. Why is it needed? Why is it important that at this age I have to come and discuss that, hey guys, you have to be responsible, you have to take accountability of the things that you have taken in your control, in your charge. Now, the fundamental reason behind this, some of you might disagree with me, I don't know, and that's a choice you make in your life. But majority of you all might agree with me that, yes, Matthew sir, this is the psychology. The sad news for each one of us today in this class is, ordinarily, we do not like to take responsibility. Why is it so? Very simple. We come from a blaming culture. We have been seeing this. I don't know how many of you will agree with me. We are always a byproduct of our growth, our upbringing. So we are at the end of the day a complex mixture of our parents, our teachers, our friends, our colleagues, our cousins. So over this particular journey, we have seen that majority of us are into the blame game. So there is a lot of litter around. The municipal corporation is responsible for it, not you. There is a lack of employment opportunity. The center is not good. The government is not good. So everywhere we are trying to push it to somebody else. We are not responsible. Now you need to understand, blame and responsibility, they are not best of friends. If you have developed this, the art of blaming and passing the blame, you will never be able to develop this, the art of developing responsibility. They don't go well with each other. Now, this might be a politically wrong example, but let me quote it here for you. Now, look at your upbringing. Why did I say that ordinarily we do not take responsibility? We like to run away. We like to blame people. Why did I say that? I'll just give a quick example. Take an example of a mother, a modern day mother. Now, obviously, the mother, when she delivers a baby, lot of love, lot of kindness, lot of compassion. Yes, I agree with it, and it is natural. Through these emotions, this kindness, this compassion, a kind of a wrong teaching is unconsciously happening from the mother. So one of the reasons why perhaps we are not responsible can be mother. Now this can be very sentimental, sensitive issue. So I'm not, triggering any debate in this class. But just listen to this statement. What do mothers do? A small child, just about learning to walk. So the child is walking. The child stumbles over a small stool and falls down. Now when a child falls down, what does a child do first? The child, I don't know how many of you will agree with me, the child will first look around. Did anybody see me falling down? If the child sees that nobody has seen, 90% of the cases, the child will automatically get up and walk. But if it sees that there is a possibility of a compassion, then the child will start crying. So when the child starts crying, now imagine what is going to happen next. Immediately, the mother, full of love, kindness, compassion, will come running to the child. And when the child cries, the mother picks up the child. And ordinarily, what does the mother and the child do? They will both beat the stool. Tuck! Hit him. The stool came in your way. The child, for the first time in its consciousness, realized that while the child was running, the stool is responsible. So mother also beats the stool, the child also beats the stool, and the game is over. Both of them start smiling again. That's very normal. The next time it happens, the same thing happens with the child. And now in the child's consciousness, the child has come down to a conclusion that it is not me, it is a stool who is responsible for this fall. And now we start blaming the stool. Had the mother the first time stopped the child, and told the child that, look, it is your responsibility to take care of your journey the next time. The stool will remain there. It is stationary. You will have to change your path. You are responsible for this fall. I'm not saying that the mother should start teaching at that age. Just an example. Had this message come to the child, that this fall is your responsibility, by and by, when the child grows up, the child sees that I need to take responsibility of everything that is happening in my life. So the fundamental system seems to be wrong. The culture seems to be diluted. And when the culture, the environment around you is that, perhaps you would have caught it. Very few out of this entire lot will turn out with a different characteristic, saying that something is wrong there. I failed in my exam. It is my responsibility. I am responsible for this failure. And listen, all managers here, please, after this session today, the only message you're going to take home today is, I will start taking responsibility. If the project succeeds, it's my responsibility. If the project fails, it's my responsibility. So when you start taking responsibility, an amazing kind of a power comes within you, saying that I need to deliver. Because otherwise, it is so easy to push things to others. The manager is not good. The boss is not good. The company is not good. The remuneration is not good. So on and so forth. If you want to succeed in your life, yes, I'm going to teach you the steps and the techniques on how to gain responsibility. But you need to understand, ordinarily we do not take responsibility, and we need to develop this in our life. And the good news is, it is not too late. You can still do that, and the journey from here can be an amazing journey, believe me. So let's get into the learnings.